right, let's talk about it. For starters, I loved it. I thought it was great. Compared to The Alloy of Law, I definitely feel like this was the beginning of something and it was setting a bunch of stuff up, which makes sense with everyone telling me that The Alloy of Law wasn't in the original plan. He just kind of threw that out there, and Shadows of Self is like the beginning of the trilogy. If you watched my last video, you know I got a lot of feelings. I got a lot of feelings about this, but I did love it. I loved that. Well, now that I'm thinking about, okay, I'm not gonna get upset. I was gonna say that I love how it opens with Wax meeting Lessie, but now I know a little more about that meeting, and it's not as fun as I thought. I loved the twists and turns in this book. I love that the villain now, who knows? I love that the villain, antagonist, that's a better word. I love that the antagonist was a Khandra. I loved seeing Tensoon again. That was very cool. I loved, as much as it broke my heart, I loved Wayne and Alejandra, and that whole scene with him paying her the money every month, that sort of backstory. I really loved Maurice's arc in this book. The fact that she's working her way up the ranks, the fact that she's like totally capable, shooting the guy taking her hostage and being in charge of a lot of stuff. I thought that was great. Just great book. I love the twists and turns. The fact that there's a rogue Khandra that, is switching out spikes to have powers. That's cool. But the ending. I mean, just the reveal after the reveal after the reveal of, oh shit, Tan is a Khandra and is third generation. Oh snap. And then, oh wait, it's the governor, and the governor has been, a Khandra this whole time. Oh shit, she has Leslie's face. She ate Leslie's body. To, she is Leslie. To, Sazed sent her to watch out for Wax and then had him kill her to get him to go to Ellendale. This was so interesting and different from any of the other books, really, because the other books is like, this happens, to, a peak of like, oh shit, and then we did it. Or, the Well of Ascension is like, this, oh shit, what did she do? This one was like, oh, huh, no, what? Just what a roller coaster. And then, like I mentioned this already, the fact that, Leslie would rather die than have Sazed back in her head, is rough. But the fact that, the spike, the second spike, even Sazed doesn't know what it is. They're like, it's a metal that they're not familiar with. Interesting. And then Trell, whatever Trell is, that's a big question. But now it's like there might be another god that is against Sazed and is trying to mess up whatever Sazed is doing on Scadrial. But why? And where does this all come into play? I'm feeling kind of what I felt when I was reading, Elantris and the Hope of Elantris, and the Emperor's Soul, and just Secret History as well. Super zoomed out and is like what you think is the whole picture is a small part of a much bigger picture, and so it's like, it's such an emotional roller coaster of I want to care about these things, but if these things are really, really small, do I care more about them or do I care less about them? How do I do this? And that is something that I really love about his books, is that sort of grappling with those emotions, and even this one, oh God, Sazed, come on. I don't doubt that, I believe Sazed is trying his best. I'm excited to learn more and see where it goes from here. I don't think he would, haphazardly put things in motion that are terrible, for the sake of being terrible, if that makes sense. I think Milan mentioned at the end, maybe he gave the pain to someone he knew could bear it. I get that. But, I don't know. This is still so fresh. Just the idea that, like, I don't mind. I feel okay about, Sazed sending Lessie to Wax to take care of him, to watch him, because he's important, right? I get it. I'm cool with that. The fact that they fell in love, I'm cool with that. But if what she said is true, and that Sazed was like, we need to get him to Ellendale, and we need to have him murder his wife accidentally to do so, couldn't there have been another way? Like, come on. But at the same time, we're only halfway through. There's still more answers, I'm sure, to come. It's just tough. But I love this. I love this sort of, like, grappling I'm having to do with myself, Like, it's crazy. This series is awesome. And this book was fantastic. It balanced the humor really well, because it was making me laugh, then also, like, breaking my heart, and also, like, making me guess and what's going on. And, like, this last section of, like, who is who and how long have they been at, and, like, what is the plan here? Like, was Bleeder working with Wax's uncle? How does he fit into all of this? Because if we're talking about other gods, I feel like I doubt that his uncle is a part of that, So that's very interesting. And also, how was Bleeder able to talk to Wax in his head? How is that a thing? And I'm just so interested to see where this goes, because Milan is like, shit is bad. Things are going sideways, and we're not sure what's happening, and just everything about that. And Tensoon is like, I just found out a couple days ago. He said not to tell you, but yeah, I feel like there's two battles going on at the same time. One is like in Ellendale with Wax's uncle and all of that, and the other is like with the gods, and there's other metals out there that Sazed doesn't even know about, and he's supposed to know pretty much everything. So what is that? And, like, I get it. There were two shards that were held by two different people, and now Sazed is holding both, and I understand that it must be incredibly difficult to know that every decision you make has a yin and yang effect. It's like there is no fully good or fully bad. Even if you make a good decision, there's going to be a negative consequence to it, and that would tear at people. I get it. I understand. But Sazed, that's my pal. But it's okay. Like, honestly, this is 2 out of 4, like, we're still on the journey. We're still going. I'm not supposed to have all the answers right now. I'm just really feeling it now, That was Kubo. He's also very, very invested in the story. All that said, this has been an amazing ride. I'm very excited to see where it goes. I'm very excited to see how everything kind of figures itself out. Like, how do you live with yourself after this? If I was Wax, I'd be having a rough time. Especially because he spent years thinking he killed his wife by accident, and now he knows for a fact he killed her. Rough. But, like I said, I cannot wait. I went to Barnes & Noble today. I got the Bands of Mourning. It looks like Steris, I'm assuming, and Wax are going somewhere cold. I love that Steris is on this cover. Makes me think she's going on an adventure with him. That's pretty cool. And we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm starting this today. I am very nervously excited for where this goes, because this book put me through the emotional ringer. So yeah, that's that. We are officially on the Bands of Mourning. Whew. Let's do this.